Skies filled in the Foxhole air in the aftermath of an apparent drive-by spray of bullets. ZNS also at the hospital as families come to grips with the quadruple homicide. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
11 people shot in a drive-by massacre. Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. I'm Andrew Nolt. It's good to have you join us. So far, 4 people are dead and 7 left in hospital after culprits drove into the Foxhole community and unleashed a barrage of gunfire. It's perhaps one of the bloodiest days on record. The tragedy has left families grieving, a community in mourning, and a nation in shock.
This is totally unacceptable in the Bahamas. It is totally tragic, and I'm going to ensure, with every ounce of energy in my being, that we pursue these people until we find them, bring them to justice, and trust that we can get swift justice in this matter.
Police say close to a dozen people were shot during a drive-by shooting in the Foxhole community shortly before 6 p.m. Friday, as a group gathered by the Foxhole Congo Junkanoo Shack to hear the results. 1 man died on the scene and 3 others, including a woman, succumbed in hospital. With the smell of blood still lingering, a baby stroller and shoes sat eerily feet away from the murder site. The police commissioner's presence on the scene, along with several top brass members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, an indication of the serious nature of the incident.
We received information that a dark-colored vehicle of a Honda type drove to this area just to my east, near the Foxhole Park, where the basketball court is located. And the occupants of that car opened fire with a variety of weapons. We are satisfied that that is in fact the case, based upon the evidence we've discovered here at the scene.
Commissioner Greenslade says officers were able to recover a vehicle believed to be occupied by the suspects. However, he did not confirm how many suspects are believed to be involved. Residents looked on in shock as crime scene detectives combed the area.
This is not the country that we once grew to love. This has to stop. We need to take our country back. Criminals are not easing up on us, and we don't have the luxury to be silent. So if we know who is responsible for it, if we remain silent, then we are worse than the perpetrators of this heinous and horrific crime.
Oh God, they need you tonight, Jesus. Oh, Father.
Screams echoed throughout the community as relatives got the news and their worst fears were confirmed. The victims, 49-year-old Eric Morrison, 37-year-old Claudino Davis, 30-year-old Shanique Sands, and 19-year-old Shaquille Demerit.
We are just heartbroken. We are heartsick about this, and for this to happen, some of our members, my heart goes out to their family, because these are people that went to school with their parents, grew up next door to them, and like the commissioner says, this community doesn't deserve this.
Commissioner Greenslade could not say whether Friday's shooting may be linked to the Boxing Day shooting death of 23-year-old Kenron Brown in the Dorset Street area of Foxhill or any other shootings.
We're not ruling out anything. We're keeping an open mind.
The commissioner bemoaned the fact that too many offenders are being granted bail.
We've been arresting young Bahamian men, and in many cases women, until we're blue in the face, in possession of illegal firearms of all description. Pistols, other handguns, assault weapons of the AK-47 variety, and notwithstanding the arrest and taking them to courts, many of these people are back in our communities reoffending. They seem not to be afraid of us, the system, when I say us. We are going to have to draw a line in the sand, and I really believe we're going to have to do that tonight.
Now, after those victims were taken away by ambulance and private vehicles, crowds gathered at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Opal Roach talked to family members of several victims.
This will be a very, very sad year ending for the Foxhole community.
Foxhillians remain in shock following the bloody massacre on Friday night that has touched almost every family in that close-knit community. Anthony Taylor says he was heading out of town when he got word of the tragedy.
I was on the flight going to Freeport, and I got a call, and I asked the people to allow me to come off because my son got shot, my sister-in-law got shot, my brother got shot, and a whole heap of my friends who I hang with from the Congos got shot.
Now, as word spread of the tragedy, family members rushed to accident and emergency to check on their loved ones. Wesley Neely says he knew all of the victims, and this is a major blow.
I saw the persons on the ground dead, but I'm still here at the hospital to really just confirm this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how we can get through this because everybody's just numb. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Charlene Davis tells us that several of her family members were injured in the bloodbath, and she also lost a nephew.
It's a sad time for everybody. We're trying to be strong for the persons, the relatives who really died, but it's hard. It's hard.
Meantime, residents say they are seeking spiritual guidance during this trying time.
It's not fair for innocent people to be sprayed with bullets.
We just pray and we ask the nation to pray with us.
In this is the time we really need the Lord. Just lean on God, because only God could get the people in Foxhole through this,
I'm Opal Roach, ZNS Network News.
This just in. Police have 60 people in custody in reference to last night's massive shooting. Police say 59 men and 1 woman was brought in overnight for questioning. Central Detective Unit Chief Superintendent Paul Roll also confirmed that Friday's shooting is believed to have stemmed from Thursday's murder of 23-year-old Jacoby Brown on Dorset Street. Roll says police are now on the hunt for the 2 suspects believed to be behind the quadruple homicide.
To make a further appeal right now for this individual whom we believe was involved in the shooting yesterday evening in Foxhole, Carlos Colebrook. Okay, Carlos Colebrook, a.k.a. Sculler. We also have an interest in seeing Amal Hunter, a.k.a. Bow. Okay, a.k.a. Bow. We would like to see him, so anybody know where these persons are. We're asking and appealing to you to contact the police so that we can act on them.
As for the Boxing Day murder of Brown, Superintendent Roll says police are also looking for 28-year-old David Nichols of Davis Street, Foxhill, and 24-year-old Jamal Gibson, a.k.a. Eggy of Step Street, Foxhill. Now, anyone with information as to the whereabouts of any of these suspects are asked to contact police. We are also following breaking news right now. We have learned that King Eric Gibson has passed. The family has confirmed that the sailor and entertainer has died in hospital. We will follow this story through the night. He was 79. On the next side of the break, more from the overnight bloodbath. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.